best time to buy real estate was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Overall, I am seeing that the rates and all these kinds of things are probably making underwriting difficult, but I'm seeing that there are opportunities because there's a lot of people who aren't rushing into this market. They're waiting. Welcome to the Cash Flow Bros podcast. My name's Todd.
I'm Rob.
I'm Jordan.
And we are doing the episode where we break down the Birmingham market. So this is the stats for January. And let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Let's get after it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in January of 2023, we had 1,832 listings. And in 2024, we had 1,706. So that is a almost negative 7% in listings, which I would say we saw.
Oh,
You know,
we definitely saw.
It felt like there just wasn't much out there in the market. Why do you think that is beyond, just in general, we're still low on listings?
I mean, there's so many people that just have such low rates or no mortgage at all that are just not going to jump in when there's, rates are 7% or higher.
We had a good frozen week too. That's
part of it.
People weren't going to bring their listing active because no one's going out looking at houses because it was sub freezing here, which is
what's
cancel
funny,
school every day.
we're canceling school. It's funny because someone was asking about it, and in Colorado, where I'm from, the temperatures were cold, but you just do life because that's Colorado.
Yeah.
Here, when it gets cold, people are like, I'm shutting down.
Yeah.
We're calling it. I mean, school, like you said, was canceled and all that, and I think people naturally in the colder months, people kind of pull in, but when you're in Alabama, we're not used to as much cold. We really pull in.
Yeah.
So I think that did affect it a lot for sure. Okay, so solds was 964 last year and 883 this year. So that's a negative 9% in solds. Trending along with the amount of listings, probably a little less. I saw less activity on a lot of my listings, across the board. So it feels like it's definitely a pullback, but we're not seeing major pullback.
I think that also is partially the quality of the inventory that's out there. It's hard to describe that in those numbers, but I think that the good quality is still.
It's still moving.
Like that.
You're right, but some of my listings, have been on days on market for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
and so you kind of have that happens in the winter months. Is you have all this inventory hit in the summer / maybe fall even, but some stuff doesn't get picked up, and you kind of have the leftovers.
Yeah,
and so even though quote unquote it's still listed, it's not desirable.
It's hard to see desirable in the numbers.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah. List average sales price, $298,000. And in 2024, it was $314,000. So we're at a 5% appreciation there. And typically that is more aggressive than our medium, which we like to kind of go off medium, but medium was 24,000. And 240,000, and in 2024 we are at 255,000, which is a 6% appreciation.
There we go.
So I don't quite get that. Obviously, it's a medium and an average. I would say on my listings that I've seen, stuff is going for at list price or even slightly lower after concessions and all that kind of stuff. So I think it kind of depends, like you said, the quality and also the price point.
Price points as well as the type of purchaser.
Yeah.
We list a lot of its investment properties, and those people play by a different set of rules than somebody that's got a family and they want to move into a good school district ahead of time.
And overall, I am seeing that it is, the rates and all these kinds of things are probably making underwriting difficult, but I'm seeing that there are opportunities. I have listings of sellers that they're saying like, hey, I need offers. And I'm like, well, you got to drop the price. And they're like, I don't want to drop the price, but I want to see some offers. They want to see numbers. So I think it is a good time. I don't think people are so desperate that they're wanting lowball offers, but discounted offers, I think, are, if you're in that game, could be sending out
Now's
right
the
now.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who aren't rushing into this market. They're waiting. They're waiting for the Fed to drop the rate. When we all know the Fed drops the rate, they're not dropping 2 points.
No. No.
They're dropping what? Maybe you expect a quarter,
Yeah.
maybe a half. Is a quarter or a half drop on the current rate really going to change your investment that much?
No.
But it's a psychological thing, I think.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely been, it kind of feels like January, a little frozen up. The market feels a little frozen up.
Oh, okay. I like it. Let's see what you did there.
And I've heard that in other markets too, that it feels like that. And everyone's kind of optimistic that February things will thaw a little bit. And
See what
I hope so. I got to flip on the market. I hope it thaws.
start to heat up into kind of like a normal, I mean, it's really just getting back to like a normal environment.
Yeah.
Before 2020, that's kind of how it was. Like it was fairly dead in January, start to get a little more life in February, and then March, you're pretty active and we're off to the races, April, May, June.
Yeah.
And, 5%, give or take a percent on year over year appreciation was pretty much where we were at from 2017 until 2020 when I was doing this and tracking those numbers.
Yeah.
It was just pretty consistently right there. So
Stuff wasn't flying off the market every weekend.
yeah, days on market, more like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks.
But to a good example, you actually just listed your own home in Lake Woburn, which is a popular area. You also know how to prepare property. You cleaned it thoroughly. You were out there painting the, well, you personally maybe not, but I mean, I was surprised. You're like, we're painting the play set that's in the back just so that it looks good.
Yeah.
So you know how to prepare property. And you got it under contract first weekend.
I eat my own cooking.
Yeah.
On what I tell
Man,
clients.
takes
he
his
just
own
got
advice.
it tonight, right now. Like, man, thawing out, freezing. I eat my own cooking. Like, what's next?
But I think it's a very good example of like we'll go to days on market here in a minute, but your days on market was 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what you're doing, A, and B, you're in a very popular area.
Popular area helps a lot.
There's a limited supply.
Yeah.
So now we're moving to, we'll just actually jump to average days on market because of that point. So average days on market, 37, and then in 2024 is 42. So 13% increase, and medium is 17 to 24. So I think it is a sign of some slowing of activity of purchases, some residual,
That's
3 to 4 weeks.
That's pretty normal.
Is a median. I think median is the best measure, and that's days on market, 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's, I would say if you're priced right, and that's what we've been telling clients for a while, if you're priced right, 3 to 4 weeks is, I think we were saying maybe like 2 or 3. Now we're probably going to say 3 to 4. So, if you price it right, 3 to 4 weeks, you should have an offer.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping back up, list to sales price 97.98%, and in 2024 it was 99.04. So 1% increase, not much of a shift there. Let's talk about interest rates and the Fed. Coming out with a steady, basically all steady call to much of people's dismay. They started at 6.62%, and now they're at 6.63 at the end of January. So a point difference. So we've I think the overinflated unsteadiness of the market's been drawn out. Rates have come down to a more steady pace. And now it's just if the Fed drops, the rate will drop. Like there's not much from my seeing that.
No,
we saw drops in December.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that.
That's not
drop.
going to, until the Fed does something.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
I know that, I think I read some statistic the other day. There's more consumer debt, credit card debt, right now than there was during the recession in 2008. It's at the highest it's been since 2008. Which could be part of it too. People just don't have money to go out and spend on a new house.
Yeah.
Could affect the rest of the other statistics.
So I've got the CME Fed Watch, which we've referenced before.
Yeah.
Kind of a good estimate of what the Fed will do in their March meeting in about 40 days. And they're putting it at 18.5% chance of a 25 basis point reduction.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Go back to our episode.
What's the other percentage of nothing? Or is it more?
Yeah, 81.5% chance of leaving it as is.
Wow.
It's probably going to happen.
In the March meeting.
Wasn't it just a month or two ago that we were talking about they had 60% confidence that in the second quarter they were going to drop it?
That sounds right for the March meeting.
Or I think it was maybe even the first quarter.
Yeah, it was like a 60% chance of 2 cuts by May.
I tell you, Jerome Powell, he's a wild card. He's a wild card.
I think, it goes back to I still feel like it's a really good window if you're long-term, you have long-term in perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to make a purchase because the activity out there is minimal. Now, I still go back to you got to find the product you're looking for. So if you're buying the Lake Wilbourn house, you're probably not going to get much of a discount.
No.
But if you're finding a house that maybe needs a little bit of carpet and paint and maybe been on days on market for 24 days, you have potential sellers who are like getting antsy because their mindset was still from the COVID and, things should be flying off the shelf. And so they're getting antsy and you put in an offer, and deal with the rates now, but down the road, you can refi. Mm-hmm. And you're not, you're not rushing into a market that everybody else is rushing into.
Yeah.
And
the long play is definitely, rates can't stay this high forever. It's already so hard for the government to service their debts as it is.
Yeah.
You keep rates up and stuff like this, that's just not going to be good for the economy.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it's a very psychological game right now.
Oh yeah.
And if you can push past some of those, things, it's like when everybody's rushing out, you need to be rushing in type concept. Mm-hmm. And that's where fear kind of takes place and like, am I making the right call? And you look at that down payment and you start to think about grocery money instead of real estate money.
Yeah. And
when in perspective, paying an extra $100 to $200 a month on your mortgage is not the end of the world for a short period of time.
Yeah.
You really could be getting into a market that is less competitive than it will be in the summer, to be honest. Now, inventory's low, not as many options.
Yeah.
That's the downside.
Yep.
The best time to buy real estate was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Lord of mercy.
That's good. He's full of them. Rob's on fire.
I mean, it's
so true, though.
It's a cliche, but I would 100% agree with it.
Yeah.
Did you practice these in your mirror this morning?
Oh, he was
Before
like
you
in
came
some
here?
motivational
I'm practicing
talk.
looking into the mirror, saying exactly these.
That's
no,
awesome.
they're lodged in my brain for some reason.
Permanently.
These rules of thumb, cliches, they get stuck in there, and
Awesome.
Well, they work. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got them.
yeah.
Well, hopefully that was helpful, y'all. And till next time, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
See ya.